Masha's Tales.
Listen, I have to leave you now, my darling toy friends. I'll be back by lunchtime. While I'm out, please don't misbehave, be nice to each other, and don't open the doors for strangers. Then nothing very scary will happen to you, and you won't end up in bad situation. Like the 7 young kids from a fairy tale. I'll tell you their scary story.
The Wolf and the 7 Young Kids.
Once upon a time, Big Bad Wolf was living next to the 7 young kids. The kids listened to their mother, and the wolf listened to no one. That's why he grew to be an angry, ill-mannered brute. So then one day, the mother of the kitties went to a store to buy some milk. No, not milk. Well, anyway, she had to go to the store to buy something. Maybe it was cabbage. Before going to the store, Mother Goat told her 7 young kids, "Stay inside and be quiet, and don't open the door for anyone, even if they say it's the police, or that it's the maintenance guy. You can open the door only if you hear the following song. Little kitties, listen to me, sweeties, open the door and be speedy." No, that's wrong. Here's the right one. Listen, sweeties, little kitties, I don't ask anymore. Then you open the door. Mother is back with some milk in her sack. She went to get some cabbage. You need to sing the song about cabbage. Listen, sweeties, little kitties, I don't ask anymore. Then you open the door. Mother is back with cabbage in her sack. There, Big Bad Wolf listened at the door and heard this song. Big Bad Wolf was a real baddie. It's really not nice to listen at the door. So as soon as Mother Goat left, Big Bad Wolf ran up and started to pound the door, and he sang, "Listen, sweeties, little kitties, I don't ask any more than you open the door. Mother is back with cabbage in her sack." He pretended to be their mother, but his voice roared like a motor. So then the 7 young kids spoke up and told Big Bad Wolf, "Go away, you're not our mother. Our mother left to get some cabbage." And they didn't open the door. Big Bad Wolf really wanted to gobble up the 7 young kids. And this is what he came up with. He went to the blacksmith and asked him to make his voice really high as the voice of Mother Goat. So the blacksmith took out a huge sledgehammer, and then he used that sledgehammer to make Big Bad Wolf a voice that was really high and whiny. So now Big Bad Wolf could bleat as well as a goat. So he ran up again to the house with the 7 young kids and started singing. "Listen, sweeties, little kitties, I don't ask anymore. Then you open the door. Mother is back with some milk. No, with cabbage in her sack." The silly 7 young kids got so happy they started screaming, "Mommy, Mommy came back!" And then they opened the door. Only the 7th little kid, the smallest one of all, felt that something was not right, and he hid in the oven. Big Bad Wolf ran into the house and gobbled up all the 6 little kids one by one, and he didn't even have a problem swallowing them. And the entire time, he kept looking around and searching for the 7th little kid, but he couldn't see him anywhere. Then he heard someone sneezing in the oven. "Ah!" he screamed. "That's where you hid from me. Just you wait a second. I will get you too." Big Bad Wolf's voice was very high and very scary, and he was shaking with rage, his teeth shattering away. But he still couldn't reach the little kid. That's when Big Bad Wolf decided to start huffing and puffing to break down the oven. He huffed and puffed and only got dirt to come out of the oven. He huffed and puffed again and the wind made noise in the chimney. Then Big Bad Wolf ran out of the house. He ran in and huffed and puffed hard. In fact, he huffed and puffed so hard that he got all red. Big Bad Wolf was huffing and puffing, but the oven felt nothing. It was kind of like an elephant bitten by a small mosquito. He couldn't huff and puff it away. The oven was made of bricks. Then Big Bad Wolf thought, I'll get to the tiny kid through the chimney. And he started climbing up to the roof. It wasn't easy to climb up the roof with a full belly. He fell down twice. His knees were scraped, his fur covered with burrs. But he still crawled up there. Well, he got up there all right, but he couldn't get in. His belly full of the young kids got in his way. Then he got all the young kids out of his belly, put them down on the roof and said, don't make any noise, and if you don't behave, I'll come back and eat you. And then he thought, I'll get to the littlest kid, eat him, and come back up and re-gobble them all up again. Big Bad Wolf was crawling down the chimney, barely making it, and he got all dirty from soot. Then he heard someone down there trying to light a match. It was Mother Goat. She'd come back home and started to heat the oven to cook the cabbage. While Big Bad Wolf was going through the chimney, she had time to come back with the cabbage, to sing the proper song, to get her young kids down from the roof, and to tell the littlest kid he shouldn't have gone into the oven. Then Mother Goat started the fire. It burnt the tail of Big Bad Wolf. And he started screaming, "What are you doing to me? It hurts!" He barely made it out of the chimney and ran into the forest to nurse his wounded tail. Mother Goat was surprised because she couldn't understand how Big Bad Wolf had ended up in her oven. Then the 7 young kids told her the whole story. And that's the story of what happened to them. Oops, I forgot all about the time. Now I'll be late. So if you want to eat cabbage again, don't open the door to dangerous strangers.